Hey everybody, my next guest is a very funny comedian actor who has appeared in such films as Roxanne, Who Shot Biggie and Tupac, and Rap Shit. He's going to be here at Governor's Comedy Club on December 28th with Sean Brown and friends. Make sure you come out and see that right here in town. Here he is, folks, the one and only Nigel Fullerton.
Oh man, I'm back. It's been a long time. I haven't had a DONversation in forever.
It has been a minute since we had a conversation, my friend. I'm stoked to see you, man. You're looking good, bro. You're looking
Yeah,
good.
I try. I trimmed down a little bit. I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to look good. I saw
Yeah,
you shed some pounds because you got married. I shed some pounds because I got married. This
yeah,
is
man.
pretty good.
Yeah, dude. What's your secret to the to getting in shape? What have you been doing? Like eating right?
Trying to stay out of the hospital. That is my motivation. As long as no toes get cut off, I'm good.
There you go. Yeah, man. There's been a lot of stuff since the last time I've seen you in
Mm,
person that has happened. You moved to LA.
yeah, with
You got
LA.
married.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
And then you what happened? You had like an accident or something that was very serious that happened to you.
Yeah. Yeah. I was on my way, I was coming home from work. Basically there was a reckless driver who was driving in and out of traffic. Ahead of me. I was going east, he was going west, and somehow he lost control and hit me head on.
Holy shit. So this is in LA?
Yeah, I mean LA adjacent, like a LA County, because LA's so big and LA's so wide. So like, I live in the desert basically. Like the desert, like you've seen in Karate Kid where they have where is he at? Reseda?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 100 miles away from there. Like that's where I'm at. When you see like Joshua trees and like when kind of like when it snows, it looks kind of like the Coors Light commercial.
Right.
That's that's how it looks where I am. I'm definitely in the desert. But yeah, this guy, like lost control and hit me head on. This is actually a year to the day that it happened. It happened around this weekend.
Wow. So this is
November, yeah, the 24th of November it happened. So
holy crap. I remember when this went down, it was hard to know how serious it was, but then as the people started talking and the news started funneling towards everyone around here, we started realizing everyone,
mhm.
was rallying around you, praying for you and all that stuff. Um,
Thank you.
what do you well, like if you want, man, could you walk me
Sure,
through
sure.
it?
Let's
Like
talk
what
about it.
yeah.
Talk about it.
What do you what do you remember? What's the last thing you remember?
The last thing I remember is somebody shaking me and saying, "Oh shit, you okay?"
Wow.
That's what I remember.
Damn. So
I remember that. Yeah, I don't like all I remember is I was on my way home. I was coming up to a light. Basically, I was coming up to a light. I was debating whether I want to go to the gas station get a snack before I go home or not. I was only like 10 minutes away from home, so it wasn't far. And it wasn't I got on this road to get away from traffic.
right.
So what happened
Jeez.
was, yeah, I was just I all I was trying to do was go home. It was Black Friday. I was just trying to go home and go see my wife. I had called my wife like a half an hour beforehand and tell her I was on my way home. She was going to start cooking, and that's basically what I remember. And then I woke up in the hospital. This guy, nurse, very nice guy named Kevin. He was talking to me. He said, "You want me to call anybody?" He was like, "You were in a very bad accident." I was like, just call my wife." He's like, "We can't find your phone." I said, "Check my watch." Uh, just go through my watch and find her. And
Right.
luckily, my wife had my location, so she was able to get in touch with like the police and asking were there any accidents that happened because it had been an hour since she had been out of contact with me.
Right.
And they told her and they said just call us again when you got to go back, and it was a bad accident basically.
Wow, dude.
Mm.
What's like so when how bad were your injuries and all that kind of stuff?
So yeah, I broke my arm in three places. As you can see now, like I have a big scar here, it goes all the way up here to like my shoulder. Broke my pelvis. I broke my ankle, like my ankle physically. Like you ever see the football injuries? Like it
Yeah,
was like one of those things. Like they had to actually put my ankle back together. Like to this day now, I still have issues with it. And I pierced my aorta. That was the most, craziest one. Because that was the one thing that, I could have died from. Because, the steering wheel got into my chest and, that's where the most like lacerations were happening. But yeah, I was really bad. I think the only comedian that knew was Johnny McDonald.
right.
And then
Yeah,
I think he got to like the Facebook page because I wasn't trying to post. My wife had my phone. I had been in the hospital for like a month dealing with it.
yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So
This is
when you
supposed to be funny.
no, but I guess find this, first of all,
Mhm.
thank the Lord God that you are okay and that you
Yeah,
made it
thank
out
you.
of this thing, and because this could be, it's obviously a devastating uh
Mm.
accident that could have went all kind of different ways. Um,
Yeah.
so I could just only imagine, going through something like that, waking up and finding out all this has happened. How long did it take you? I know you're kind of still going in and out of surgeries to this day.
Yeah.
It's been about
Yeah.
like you said, almost a year to the day.
Mhm.
How has the rehab been for you?
Oh, rehab has been cool. Basically, I was in the actual hospital for about 2 weeks, and then I went to rehab around, December time. So I was in rehab most of December. But after they released me from rehab, they told me I couldn't walk for about 4 months. So it was like, a journey between me being in a walker, me being in a wheelchair, getting around the house. And, I live in a two-story house. My bedroom's upstairs. I couldn't sleep with my wife for like a good couple months. I had a hospital bed, had one of them little portable urinals,
Damn, man.
you know. But yeah, it's been a process, man. It's been a process. I've been out of work for about a year, and just trying to get better. Once I was able to walk again, I started going to PT a lot, trying to get strengthen my ankle, trying to get it better. Recently we found out that two of my screws in my ankle had kind of broke and it was giving me a little bit of kind of discomfort. So I ended up having to go back for some more surgery.
Oh
And,
man, to
and
replace it or to remove it?
just yeah, to remove it. He said he did something. The way he explained it to me sounds like he used glue. Put it back together. I'm not gonna lie to you. Uh, he said he said he took them out and then he just put them back together. I'm like, how does that happen? I don't understand. He's like, just don't walk for a good month. And I'm like, wait a minute, you use glue? Like you could tell me you use glue. Like I'm going to see it. Elmer's glue is white. Like you're gonna see it. So.
Right. Wow, damn, man. So and you're a big dude,
Mhm.
just tall and just a big guy by nature.
Yeah.
So and the ankle is such a small little piece that so how is it now walking on it? How are you able to walk on it now after that
Right
second
now,
surgery?
no. We'll find out tomorrow if I'm able to like walk. But all like I guess like from like May, like after April, like March and April, I was just trying to get over it. I had a cane for a little bit. Most of the summer I was able to walk, go back and forth, and I was ready to go back to work. But my ankle was just killing me. Like I couldn't rotate it. Like, when you try to
Right.
rotate your ankle a little bit, like it's every time I would try to rotate it to the inside, like it would just give me so much pain. And I was just like, all right, I gotta get this fixed before because I want to go back to work. Like I want to work. Like I want to do stuff. I want to audition. Like, I don't want to walk around with a boot. So,
Right, right.
since it's the slow time and like a lot of productions are like slowing down or going on hiatus, I was able to say, all right, I'm gonna shut it down, get it done. I felt like a basketball player, shut it down right before the season starts.
Right. But now
So,
but now you got some time to recover, and now you're coming back here to Long Island, and you're going to be back on the comedy stage and doing all that
Yeah.
stuff. So like you must be excited about that coming back to town,
I'm excited. It's been a minute since I've been on stage. Like I really wanna get out there. I've been saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to doing comedy. I'm gonna go back to doing this. I've been trying to do this acting thing. And it's a lot. Like it's a grind, it's taking classes, it's dedicating yourself to a craft. And I made it, doing like I got a national commercial I did last year. I was on a show on HBO, which is pretty cool. And then the strike happened, and I was like, "Ooh, how
right?
am I going to
Yeah,
be able to, do this again?" And it was even talks about me getting back on stage, getting back to doing whatever. And I figured out after this year, after the accident, like life is too short, and
right.
I want to get back to doing what I love. So I said, you know what? I hit up Sean Brown. I told him, "Hey, doing your show."
He must have been psyched, man.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been a while, but I'm glad. I'm happy. I want to see what Long Island is. I want to see if people actually want to laugh again. Like that's another thing. Like I don't know if people even like going to comedy clubs now.
No, the comedy has been booming, and I know too. With when you come back to town, we could hype this up, man, and everyone's gonna be stoked to see you. How long are you coming? So you just coming for the holidays, or are you coming?
Yeah, yeah. I'll be here for the holidays. I'll be here for about a week, so like 9 days.
Right.
So not too bad. But yeah, I'll definitely be there. I'll be coming around and seeing everybody, and I
Awesome,
don't know
man.
if I'm still invited to the Christmas party, but we'll see.
Oh, dude, of course, man. Of course. You never know when they're gonna do it. Sometimes they do it in January, sometimes in February.
Yeah, yeah. See, look, I got salt and pepper in my beard now, like you. You see?
Yeah, man. You start to have
Oh man,
that
I'm
vintage
catching
vibe.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
catching up. Oh God.
It goes fast, my friend. That's why I always say savor the moments. It
I try to. It's weird because now that like I'm going back into acting, it's like I'm getting a lot of dad roles, and I'm like, oh, it's the worst.
Dude, that happened to me too. When I first got an agent in New York way back in the day, I was 19 years old, and I was
Right.
always auditioning for like the kid or the good looking heartthrob kid and this and that. And I
Mhm.
never got the part, so I was never like I was a good looking heartthrob. But I would always audition for those parts. Then as I got older, now I'm auditioning for that kid's father, and now
Yeah.
soon to be his grandfather. So it's just crazy about how acting does that to you. But
It happens quick too. It's like it was just yesterday I was doing football players. So
right.
I have this conversation with Fudge all the time. Like I'm like, yo, we were just doing like the funny best friend, and now all of a sudden we gotta have a kid attached to us.
Or you could be like the coach or something like that too,
The
or so.
coach, yeah, like I was a snack dad in one of them. I did one of those progressive commercials where, like you're acting like your parents.
Oh, you did one of those?
Yeah, I was like, oh God, like what are you guys sending me on? Like, what is this?
Well, the good thing about acting is there's always a role for every type. You know what I mean? Like old, you could probably work to your not in your 90s.
Probably.
You know what I mean? There's always the
Mm.
part they need, like we need a grandpa role. So that's one thing I love about acting and storytelling is that there's always parts for everybody. It just sucks
But
when
there's
you
no parts for me in Comic Sans, huh?
Dude, I want to get you in there. We had Fudges in there. We did a
Yeah.
an
I'm like,
episode.
nobody said anything to me. I'm like, oh, okay. So nobody wants me in comic. Just because I left doesn't mean I can't come back.
Dude, maybe when you're in town we could shoot something.
All
It's
right. Yeah,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, let me know how long you're in town for. Maybe we could set something up because that'll be
Okay.
awesome. Yeah, I would love to get you into something in one of these things, you
Sure.
know. It's not every day we get like, Biz Marquis on in one of our
The reincarnated.
So
That's
uh
funny.
so what's your plans for like Thanksgiving? Is Thanksgiving it's coming up this Friday. This will air the Friday after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Maybe I'll run it before then on Thanksgiving Day. So this might be running like this week.
Okay.
So what's your favorite thing about Thanksgiving? Walk me through a
You
family.
know,
Fullerton
You know,
family feast.
I used to hate Thanksgiving. And like as a kid, I used to hate it because the report cards would come out around that time. And as a kid, the only thing that adults ask you is, "Hey, how you doing in school?" And I would hope that they like my mother wouldn't hear because it's quickly a conversation. Tell them how you got that D in gym. Mom, nobody's supposed to know you're not supposed to get D's in gym.
Right.
Um, like it's like I used to hate it, but now like, being around family is the most important thing to me now. So it's like I want to see that drunk uncle. Like,
Right.
I want to see that aunt that I have that has a mustache. Like I want to be around these people because life is too short, man.
Has your perception of life and all that stuff changed after that accident happened? And like, do you see things differently now and not take, things for
Yeah.
granted so much?
Yeah, I don't take things for granted, but I also know that, again, like I said, life is too short, and anything that I complained about before, I can't complain about now. It's like unfortunately, the other person that was in the accident with me passed, so I'm kind of here for a reason. It's
Right.
like my Kanye West moment.
Right.
Not
Right.
not
Yeah.
not the anti-Semitic part, but the part where he almost
Right.
died in a car crash and he came back and became a superstar. Like hopefully that happens to me. But who knows? Like at this point, I'm just thinking about what's the next 10 years look like? What's the next 20 years look like? Because now I have to make something of myself because now I'm back.
Right
So
on, man.
because I was out of it for like they had to sedate me. They had to sedate me for about a couple days. Like it happened on a Friday, and then they waking me up on Sunday saying, "Oh yeah, you went through a whole bunch of surgery, and I got this tube, I got a ventilator in my mouth." And I'm like, "Wait, it was just Friday. How did we get to Sunday?"
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like walk me through. So wait, I was dead for a day. Like what happened?
That's got to be so trippy, man,
Yeah,
to kind of go through that where it's all a blur, like the whole, especially the early moments of the recovery, those first couple of weeks got to feel like just a blur, and and then
it
you, like you
was.
said, you're back now, so you could kind of, you know, appreciate, you smell the roses a little differently now.
Yeah, they don't smell like poo poo poo.
Uh,
You
So
know,
what advice do you give to people that might still be kind of that take life for granted?
suck it up. Just do it. Like, everything that you worried about this person, you worried about that. Don't worry about them. Worry about yourself. So at the end of the day, that's the only thing you can do. Like, worry about yourself and your family. Like, I don't like I'm so carefree. Like, I don't care what anybody has to say. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care about your like, I don't care. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me. What affects me is what I do now with my life.
Right, exactly.
That's it.
And that's the way, you would think that people should always think, but
You would think.
people get caught up. Yeah, people get caught up in the small things, and they lose sight of the big things, the things that really matter. And like times like this, like Thanksgiving, and which to me is my favorite holiday. As I got older, it's become my favorite holiday because you
It
get to,
does.
yeah,
You get to
man.
eat. You get to eat. Hey, who's plate? Like I used to go Thanksgiving hopping. I used to go like the different houses. Like I was like, hey, I'm coming over later. Just make me a plate. Like I remember those days. Those days were fun.
Yeah,
Or like
man.
the Thursday before Thanksgiving. I mean the night before Thanksgiving. Like you would do a show, and then it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna eat tomorrow.
Right.
It's our
Eating,
love language. We open up our belts. We loosen up our pants.
yes.
Good food.
Good food. You got the family, and it's a time to be thankful for everything, man. It's a very deep holiday if you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, are you like a cranberry pumpkin pie guy or
I'm more of a pumpkin pie guy than cranberries. Yeah.
I never knew like cranberry sauce was like a thing like people had like there's people get offended if you get like canned cranberries or any like see my problem is I always thought cranberries were jello.
Yeah, me
So
too. When I was
yeah, I would eat it. I'm like, this is not Jello.
yeah,
This is the worst.
it's people. Like there's certain like Thanksgiving foods I don't really eat, and cranberries is one of them.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the turkey. I'm looking forward to the desserts, the pumpkin pies, and all that stuff. And then, I mean, what's some of your favorite Thanksgiving foods? Like, what are you looking
Me,
for when when you show up to the table? What are you looking for?
mostly macaroni and cheese. Like that is, I think that's the highest level. Like I don't care if you have turkey or not. Like as long as you have some good, I mean, baked macaroni and cheese. I don't want something off the stovetop. Like I don't want stovetop stuffing now. I mean that's right underneath macaroni and cheese. Like I always want, especially the stovetop, because the '80s had like convinced my mind that I needed stovetop stuffing. Uh,
Stovetop is the best one too. People would be like, "Oh, I made homemade stuffing." I'm like, "Yeah, but yeah, what's a
It's not
stovetop?"
stovetop, man. Listen, I've been bring like I have a thing now where I feel like the standards and practices of the '80s and '90s have brainwashed me into certain things that I have to have. So I have to have stovetop stuffing. It's like a thing, like it's like everybody with like nostalgia. Like for me, like all of this stuff here is because of commercials and cartoons. Like everything I got back here, like a Ninja Turtle thing. Like I have a thing about Ninja Turtles. Like anytime I see a Ninja Turtle, I have to get it. Like it's but it's because they brainwashed me. Something happened. A GI Joe, like that. That's that. All that stuff. The more you know.
Right,
The reason why
right.
I know that is because of TV, and that's half the battle.
There you go. There you go. We are all products of the TV when it comes
Oh
down to it.
God, but it
Marketing,
was the worst. Like they did it on purpose.
I know, especially the cereals and all that stuff,
The
man.
cereals, the you had a cartoon to sell a toy.
Right.
He-Man was made to sell toys.
And we lined up and bought them.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. What do you think of the with RFK now being in charge of the food industries? You think he's going to clean it up?
I think he's a weirdo, but hey, to each his own. Like, there's enough stuff that we don't care about with the Food and Drug Administration anyway. So it's like, if he believes in it, he believes in it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Like,
I I wonder what he will have for Thanksgiving. He'll probably
I
have
don't know.
like bear carcass or something.
I was about to say something so bad, but now
Go ahead, you gotta say it now.
I was gonna say he's gonna have dead Kennedy ashes. Like, it's like pick one, Ted, Robert, your father, like,
Oh,
John Jr.
damn. That's hilarious. So, with the Thanksgiving, we're gonna all have JFK ashes, and then we off and run it. Um, so now with Christmas, are you gonna be in New York with the Christmas holidays?
I definitely will be. Definitely will be. I'm gonna be there around Christmas because my birthday is around that time. So, I used to hate Christmas as a kid because I could never celebrate my birthday because my birthday's in between Christmas and New Year's. So it's
Yeah,
like you're never gonna have that school Christmas party, like school a birthday party like everybody else gets. Like you
right.
get, just like, hey, Christmas, hey, New Year's, and like nobody comes to your birthday party. So
And then they
uh,
always, hey, this is a Christmas slash birthday present for you.
and I hate that. Like, everybody else gets two gifts. I gotta get one.
I know, man. My wife's birthday is this Wednesday, day
Okay.
before Thanksgiving. She
Mm.
runs into the same type of problem. Anybody whose birthday is close to Christmas always gets that thing growing up where, oh, this is a Christmas slash birthday present. Here, go enjoy it.
Oh
Here's a
God.
bicycle or whatever. But it's just the one present.
Yeah, it's bad. My wife's birthday is around Father's Day. It's either Father's Day or like the day graduation happens. So it's like every time you try to go out to eat, like there's a
Oh, it's
million families that you got to get through just to, hey, it's a birthday over here.
uh, so. We have stovetop mac and cheese.
Mm.
What else? You got the turkey. What are you, mashed
Yeah,
potatoes?
yeah. If you give me that, like honestly, like I don't know how white Thanksgivings are, but Black Thanksgivings we do nothing traditional. So a lot of times there'll be a ham.
Yeah, we do
They're
it.
like
Well,
there won't be a turkey. There'll be a ham or fried chicken is a staple. I'm sorry if it's a stereotype, but it's definitely there. Um, it's like we don't do pumpkin pie. We're more sweet potato people. You
oh
know,
yeah, yeah, sweet potato pie.
yeah, sweet potato pie or pumpkin. Like it's just pumpkin just lacks the flavor that sweet potato has. But it also has most of the calories that sweet potato does not. So,
Yeah,
um, what else? Yeah, like lasagna. We'll do like a big ziti or something like that. It's
nice.
yeah, like I like those things. Like the thing, like I don't want regular Thanksgiving dinner. Like I'm looking for ooh, you got something different? Like, it's like when you go to a buffet and they're just finally bringing out something that's real good that you didn't have before. You're like,
Right,
all right, I'm
yeah.
coming over for seconds.
No, it's a great way, man. Like, and the thing I like about the turkey, though, I just like the way it smells when you walk into, you know, it's Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
But other than that, I'm all for like different stuff. Like ham or like like you said, ziti and things like that. If we've had in the past,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, it's just such a. I'm getting hungry thinking about it now because of all the and it's coming up this in a couple of days, and it will be tonight. If you're watching this, it's Thanksgiving, and you this is pretty awesome. Um, I also did want to ask you too about
Sure.
Christmas. The last time we had you on, me and you went through Halloween movies.
Oh, okay. So now we're doing Christmas
I
movies?
want to do like Christmas comedies,
Oh, comedies? Okay.
or if you have a favorite, regular Christmas movie too. But I was thinking if we do, and I know I'm putting you on the spot here,
Sure.
but so let's go through your top five favorite, and we can go back and forth if you want.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Favorite Christmas movie comedies.
Yeah, but what is a Christmas movie? Like, is it a movie that happens at Christmas time, or is it a movie that has to deal with Christmas? Like,
I'm always on the fence about that myself. I think a Christmas movie, because a lot of people are like Die Hard's a Christmas movie and this and that,
right.
and I get that, and I see that point that they make because there is Christmas trees all throughout it. It's Christmas
Yeah.
time. It's in the winter. Blah blah blah. But I think that Christmas, it should be the criteria should be that it's evolved around Christmas. Like the movie
Y-
is, not just like
But
like you could
but it's
say Home
but Die
Alone.
Hard is around like everything around like same thing with Gremlins, because now people are saying Gremlins is a Christmas movie.
Right, yeah.
People are saying Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie.
So we could let's do the top five. Are they Christmas movies or not? Like, yeah, I like because you just named a bunch of good ones. And now
Yeah.
are there any, so we got
Edward
Gremlins.
Scissorhands is supposed to be a Christmas movie. You know, I don't know, but yeah, Gremlins is definitely a Christmas movie. I mean, he buys the gizmo for a Christmas present, and this happens all at Christmas. Like, so it technically is a Christmas movie, even though we know it's not.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, that's true because he did buy him.
mhm.
So Gizmo was bought by his dad, right, in like Little
Yeah,
China, something like that, like
yeah.
in Chinatown. And
Mhm.
then he gets Gizmo, brings him home, and he had those three. Do you remember what the three things were? Like, don't feed him after midnight.
Don't feed him after midnight. Don't get water on him. Don't get him wet. And I forgot what the third one is. I'm probably gonna have Gremlins now.
I just remember those two. There's definitely a third one.
Yeah.
Don't feed him after midnight. Don't get him wet because wet he
Light,
multiply.
the
Oh
light,
yes, yeah.
bright light.
Bright
Can't
light,
have
bright
bright
light.
light.
Yeah,
Hmm.
very. That's how they end up getting them at the end.
Now, Gremlins 2 is not a Christmas movie. It's not supposed to be a movie. It's supposed to be taken from our existence, like how we can never find Short Circuit.
Right, right.
or Soul Man.
So man.
No
So
more black faces in movies.
Go get my heroin and my hypodermic needle, bitch. Give me some more watermelon while you're at it.
Yes, dear.
White fat ass slut.
Ah. So all right, so Gremlins we got on the list. We'll put them at number 5 as this
Okay.
is the alternative Christmas movies. Movies that are great classics, but you didn't know they were Christmas movies, but they are, right? So then we'll go with the second one that you already mentioned that I think is worthy is
Lethal Weapon?
Edward
Oh, Edward
Scissorhands.
Scissorhands, yeah. Which
Yeah.
I just watched for the first time like a year or two ago.
Oh,
Because
really?
people told me it was a Christmas movie, and I was like, how? Like, how is this a Christmas movie? He cuts trees and stuff. Like, I don't understand. Like, I didn't understand. So I was like, I have to watch this movie because I thought it was weird when it came out. I wasn't a Tim Burton person. I mean, Tim Burton had only made a couple movies, and two of them I liked. But once he started doing Edward Scissorhands and all this other stuff, I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, you got like gothic, like this kind of weird, like
But
emo.
he was always gothic.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you look at Beetlejuice, you look
Yeah.
at Batman, and you look at it, even Pee Wee Herman to an extent, like all the stuff he's done is gothic, but Edward Scissorhands is freaking weird.
It is.
Like I didn't understand.
I'm trying to see how it was Christmas.
It just at the end of the movie, I think he was doing ice sculptures. Like he went from cutting trees and stuff to doing ice sculptures. And I didn't understand how people were saying it was a Christmas movie because it's not. It's not a Christmas movie. But that's why I wanted to know what is a Christmas movie. It doesn't take place at Christmas. It's Christmas a character, you know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna check it out again, and if I find any Christmas scenes from there, I'm gonna play them right now.
Edward.
Are you okay?
Yes, are you okay?
But we're still so all right. So we got Edward Scissorhands is on the list. We'll see if it makes it. Then we got
All right. Lethal
another
Weapon.
one, Lethal Weapon. So Lethal Weapon was definitely to me Christmassy because it all took place on Christmas Day, right?
Right. Mhm.
And he's in the airport and there's Christmas trees everywhere and it's
No,
snowy vibes.
I think
Was-
we're talking Die Hard.
Oh
Die Hard, or
yeah,
we're talking
yeah.
what-
I was thinking okay, so yes, Lethal
See,
Weapon
thinking
because Lethal Weapon. I'm gonna write Die Hard on here too. We'll get to Die Hard in a second. But yeah, Lethal Weapon. That's right, because he was in the Christmas tree place, and then
Mhm.
that's when he went more Larry Curly thing. Woo, 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 and he started beating
Yeah.
the guy up and all that stuff. So
Exactly. Yeah.
it was definitely around Christmas time. What scenes stand out for you that tell you that this is a Christmas movie?
Well, there was Christmas stuff happening when the girl committed suicide. She jumped out the window. There was a tree and like she was naked, and then all of a sudden, Merry Christmas. Psst. But yeah, that's probably and the fact that like everything in Lethal Weapon surrounding it takes place at Christmas time. So you have the whole family dynamic of Murtaugh's family who has like all the Christmas trees hanging up and presents, and then all of a sudden a car busts through the window.
Right.
I thought that's what Christmas was like in LA. Like, you don't get no snow, but you get a lot of cars through your window. Yeah, that people are saying that is a Christmas movie. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it or not, but hey.
Well, we're going to break this all down and see. So now, okay, so with Lethal Weapon, and now also side note, they're coming out with another Lethal Weapon. I heard they're getting the whole band back together again.
I hope not. Did you listen, I followed the whole Lethal Weapon train all the way up to 4 with Chris Rock, and it was so bad. Like
That
I
one was
remember
bad.
watching it. Yeah, I remember watching them. Like this is not good. Like Joe Pesci and Chris Rock going back and forth, and I'm just like, ugh. It was just like a whole bunch of and I'm like, I can't I can't
That's
do
one of
this.
those that on paper, like when they were pitching that, it sounded
Mm.
awesome. Chris Rock and Joe Pesci, and then we got the Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. This is gonna be awesome, man.
It was the worst. Look, first of all, Joe Pesci's not a comedian. Like
Right,
I want to see Joe Pesci as, hey, you want a fresh one? Like I want to see him in
right,
Goodfellas. I
right,
don't want to see him as a man that he's like, whatever you want, Leo gets. Okay, okay, okay. Like I don't want to see that. Like I want to see
right,
something different. Yeah, it's so like, and he did it for 3 Lethal Weapons. It was so annoying.
And they're saying he
But
would be in this one. They already, if what I'm reading is correct, they already have Pesci locked in. So it's going to be the three of them. They didn't say anything
how
about Chris
old is
Rock.
Joe Pesci now? Like
Whew.
175? Like,
Dude, he is old and looking old. Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah. So I don't know what the heck, how they're going to pull that
all of
one
them
off.
are Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. Like, I listen, I don't want, like, why are they still on the force?
Exactly. In the real world, they would all
Like,
be
why? Like,
retired long
it's
ago.
the same thing. It's the same thing with Beverly Hills Cop, with Taggart still being on the force. And like,
Yeah.
why? Like, listen, that was the 80s. Like, it's 30, 40 years now. Like, come on, stop.
Yeah. He would have
I
been retired for
would have
sure.
been
All of them.
retired.
Judge Reinhold would have been retired too.
Because Reinhold couldn't keep his face together in Beverly Hills Cop 4. Like, it was just bad. It was all bad.
So that will lead us into Die Hard, which was the first of this kind of ilk of people calling this like these kind of alternative Christmas movies. Like, oh
Right.
no, Die Hard was the one that everybody always would quiz you. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not? And then they would say that it is or that it isn't.
He
Um,
says ho 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 in the thing. I don't understand.
to me, it's definitely in for this, it's definitely Christmas. It takes place in Christmas time. It's Christmas
Mm.
Day. The whole thing happens. Like you said, he says ho ho ho.
Yeah.
It's snowing out. There's all kinds of
You got
Chris
Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow is there, and he's talking him down off the ledge, and helping him out, and yeah, um, and I think Die Hard 2 took uh took place in Christmas also, didn't it?
I believe so, but we only saw the airport.
Right,
I
right,
think I think they were trying to capitalize on that. And then 3, they just went totally haywire. And then 4, they went, it was 4th of July.
right, right.
5, I have no clue what holiday it was. At this point, you should just call it Death Wish. Like, I don't understand. Like, Bruce Willis is Charles Bronson.
So Die Hard, and then I have Home Alone. Feel
I
fits.
I really like Home Alone. Like, I guess I was the target audience at the time for Home Alone. But Home Alone is like I watch it every Christmas. I love Home Alone and Home Alone 2. I like Home Alone 2 a little bit better, but as I got older, I appreciate Home Alone 1 more. Only because like you have these movies and nobody's ever called CPS on these kids. Like on the parents. Like the parents have like they're famous for leaving their kids.
Like
The
the worst
cops know
parents.
the cops know that they leave their kids home. How come nobody went to check to see, hey, it's Christmas time? The McAllisters normally leave kids around the house around this time. Let's check the house. Let's check if they have all their kids. Like the cops know.
Yeah, they did it at least twice, and I think there was a third one.
There's about 5 Home Alones now. It's not the same people though, but still, like every one of these Home Alone, these are not movies. They are documentaries on people leaving their kids home alone.
That's hilarious. Yeah, they got arrested. There should be a sequel where the parents get arrested by the police.
I would love that.
That, that-
I would love that.
dude,
Like
we should
now
make that.
you can't leave kids by themselves. Remember when you used to be able to leave a kid in the car and they wouldn't die or nobody would call the cops?
Right, exactly. Or they smash the window in and let the kid out.
Right. It's just yeah. It's now, now it's like people would call the cops. So I don't understand how we went through 2 movies. Now it's 5 movies now, but we went through 2 movies and it's documented and the McAllisters are not in jail.
Dude, that should be what we do when you get to town. We film something. We'll film the McAllisters getting arrested for child abandonment and just
Yeah,
being
child endangerment,
endangerment.
abandonment, whatever. Yes. Yes, they need to go to jail.
Another one I've seen on this list here is Batman Returns.
Yes, that takes place at Christmas as well. The whole movie.
I don't remember like so I get the only thing I remember about Batman Returns is Catwoman, like
Right,
Michelle
Penguin.
Pfeiffer.
Yeah, but Penguin is
Oh,
all
that's
like,
right.
yeah, he was in the ice cube, and like a lot of the set pieces were they were ice skating and doing a whole bunch of stuff. In the second Batman, yeah.
Yeah, so Batman Returns
Hmm.
is a Christmas movie.
Which I like, but it is kind of gory. Like, remember when he bit into the fish and like black blood was coming?
Oh
Like, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And that's why they couldn't sell any Happy Meals because of that. I don't know. Have you seen like the whole like there's a whole thing about Batman Returns being not as good as Batman, and I'm like, I didn't see anything wrong with it. And there's like videotapes, like there's kids complaining that the movie was too scary for them to watch, that they ran
Really?
out of movie theater. Yeah, it's like it's on Sally Jesse Raphael. Like it's a whole bunch of like interviews, like kids. There's documentaries of Batman Returns, like scarring children's like psyches because that's why Tim Burton didn't do Batman Forever.
Really? So they pulled them off. So
Yeah,
whoever's in charge of the Batman films, they go, listen, you dropped the ball on Batman Returns. Kids are scared out of their minds.
yeah. McDonald's couldn't sell toys. McDonald's couldn't sell Happy Meals because the movie was too graphic. You had parents getting mad and organizing and saying, "Do not take your kid to see Batman Returns."
Wow, dude, I never even knew that.
I didn't know that either. I was like, I used to watch this movie. It used to come on HBO all the time.
Yeah, and it's a Christmas classic.
It's now it is.
Well, come what may. Merry Christmas, Mr. Wayne.
Merry Christmas, Albert. Goodwill toward men.
Another one is Trading Places.
Which is another one. It's a Christmas movie. Takes
Another
place
Christmas.
between Christmas and New Year's.
Yep, and that's got your boy in there, your buddy Eddie Murphy,
Mm-hmm.
your dude,
Who was
legend.
smoking these cools?
It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes.
What's the Dukes? Yeah, I that is a Christmas movie. It would have to be. It takes place. Plus, you got Dan Aykroyd in a Santa suit. So
Dan Aykroyd stealing fish in his under his beard in the Santa Claus outfit. Eddie
which I
Murphy.
feel, and this is a hot take. I think this movie is the funniest Dan Aykroyd's ever been.
I would kind of agree with that. I would say that and Ghostbusters might be a close second, but I would definitely say Trading Places is almost a masterpiece of a movie. It's almost perfect to me. It was Eddie Murphy's, I think, second film after 48 Hours. Eddie
Yep.
Murphy comes out. He's classic Eddie Murphy. It's just such a great film. Um, you know, everything about it, even the ending, you know.
Mhm.
He's like, looking good, Reggie, feeling good, it's got
But I think in that movie he's the funniest he's ever been. I don't think Dr. Detroit ever like really compared.
Dr. Detroit, not a Christmas movie, but but Dan Aykroyd is a pimp. James Brown was in that. Uh, but yeah, Trading Places is a freaking awesome film, and you could argue that it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Hey! Have you people ever heard of toasters?
You're a dead man, Valentine!
All right, so we got Gremlins, Edward Scissorhands, Home Alone, Lethal Weapon, Die Hard, Batman Returns, Trading Places, and then Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Ooh.
There's
You know
also
what? That's another one I've never seen.
oh,
And
you
I
do
have to see.
you should see that, man.
Yeah, everybody tells me I have to see. I've never watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Because
You
I never knew
do.
it was a comedy.
It's a comedy. It's a fun movie. It's got two legends, John
Right.
Candy.
I love
and-
John Candy. Don't get me wrong. I love
yeah.
John Candy. Uncle Buck. I love Uncle Buck.
Yeah, dude.
But I've seen the picture. I've never thought it was a comedy. It wasn't until people told me it was a comedy. I was like, oh, okay, I should watch this. And every time I say I'm going to watch it, I never do. I didn't even know what it was about. I didn't know it was a Christmas movie.
I didn't. It's one of those on the cusp type of Christmas movies. Like, is it a Christmas movie or isn't it? So now let's narrow these down because we have like 8 of them. Let's get the top 5 out of this. So I would say I'll go through it one by one again, and we'll just say if they make the top list, and then we'll start breaking it down. So, Gremlins.
Definitely.
So Gremlins, I agree. So Gremlins is definitely going to be on the list. Edward Scissorhands.
No.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm going to put a question mark next to that.
But it was on your list when you looked it up, right? It was on your
Yeah,
list.
it was in. Yeah, it was on the. I was on the list.
It's not a comedy. It's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, yeah, that one's kind of weird. Home Alone, I'd say
Definitely.
yes,
That's
definitely belongs on there.
I was the biggest Macaulay. Did I tell you the time I met Macaulay Culkin?
Dude, you met Macaulay Culkin? How'd that go? Were you guys on set together or something?
No. I was coming out of Eastville Comedy Club. This is when I was on 2nd and 4th. And I'm walking out and I say, "Oh my God, and he goes, shh.
Oh
And
shit,
then
he
walks
did it
off.
What?
And walks off.
Dude, that's
He just walks off.
dude, that's insane. He did his signature thing for you, man.
Yeah. He just shh, and he walks off. I was on my way to the bar, and I'm like, what's this guy doing?
Like, did this just really happen?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's great. So Home Alone definitely making the cut.
Home Alone, yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't think so because you haven't seen it yet, and
I would take your word for it if you want to put it on. I gotta watch it.
It takes place. I think he's trying to get home to his family in Christmas. I think it's like Christmas Eve, and he's got the whole premise is they have to get home in time for Christmas. So I think so it's still questionable, but will it make the top 5? I don't know yet. So the top right now we have Gremlins and Home Alone. Then we'll say Trading Places. I think definitely has to be on the list.
Definitely on the list.
So now that's 3. So now
3.
Batman Returns, I think, is like a number 6. I think.
You have to watch it again because I told you it does take place in Christmas time. It is technically a Christmas movie. That's the one dark horse I always say every year. I'm like, it kind of is.
But we got Lethal Weapon. So is Lethal Weapon more of a Christmas? Would you put Lethal Weapon higher than Batman Returns?
Only because it's an action movie. I've watched Lethal Weapon more. I've watched Lethal Weapon more than I've watched Batman Returns. Yeah, ironically and sad. McAllister.
And then Die Hard has to make the list.
Die Hard definitely makes the list. Die Hard is number 1. Yeah.
So that's our
list. Goes over the Santa Claus.
So we have Die Hard at number 1, Gremlins, Home Alone, Lethal Weapon, and Trading Places. Trading Places should be number 2. Trading Places.
Okay. However you want to put it, those are the top 5 Christmas movies. If you don't like that, screw you.
So
I've never seen Miracle on 34th Street.
Wow, dude, you have to see that. The original one, too.
Never saw the original, never saw the remake.
Yeah, the original is the best one. You should watch that with Natalie, what's her name? She was in West Side Story. What's her name?
Your beard doesn't have one of those things that goes over your ears.
Well, that's because it's real. Just like I'm really Santa Claus. Oh, go ahead. Pull it.
I've been on this nostalgia tip lately. Like I watched, I was watching Winnie the Pooh, the original one from 1977. I was like, oh man. I was like, this is the movie I used to watch all the time.
Oh, Father,
I watched that. I watched the Jim Henson special, the documentary on Jim Henson. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. His funeral, this guy wrote down what he wanted for his funeral. Like everything, like he tailored. He was like, I want people, my friends, to sing. He had Harry Belafonte there speaking for him. He had the people with the puppets he worked with, Frank Oz and them. They were doing a
Yeah.
thing. They said something to him, and to end it off, he had Big Bird in full costume singing "It Ain't Easy Being Green."
Wow, dude.
I cried, man.
And didn't everybody wear green or something like that? Or you want everybody to wear
No, they had like little puppets in the audience.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they had like little butterfly puppets, and like they, it was amazing. It,
He's a genius, a brilliant dude, and he brought so much joy to everybody. And he didn't have, at least I don't know, never had any scandals, and he's like
no,
pure, like
no.
Mr. Rogers type of guy.
Yeah, and he didn't want to do children's television. He
Yeah,
wanted to do he wanted to do comedies. He was a very creative guy and he wanted to do comedy. And that's kind of like the difference between Sesame Street and the Muppets.
yeah.
You
And
know?
weren't the Muppets the original on SNL, like in like the
Yep.
first season or something like that?
Yep. And they hated them. That's why, because like they were upstaging the people, and they were like, no. So that's where he got the whole idea for the Muppet Show, and everybody turned it down. Like original title was called Sex and Violence with the Muppets, and they
Really?
turned that down. Yeah, they turned that down. It wasn't until like this producer in London actually wanted to work with the Muppets, and they were shooting everything in London, like the whole thing, and then it became a hit. And the only reason they stopped doing it was because he was tired. He wanted to do something else. And that's when
Damn.
Fraggle Rock comes. And that's when, all this other,
I
the
love Fraggle Rock.
movies. Yeah, I love Fraggle Rock too. Like if you talk next time, talk to Fudge, ask him about the Muppets. And I'm telling, like, we used to watch them together. And like he can name, like he knows Sam the Eagle. He knows he knows every single Muppet.
Dude. I love the Muppets, man. I was raised on it, with between Sesame Street, the Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock, all that stuff, man. It's
Yeah.
it's near and dear, and when I got to watch this documentary about Jim Henson, man, because he was
Yeah, it's
such a,
on Disney Plus.
and it's got to be so inspiring, man, when you watch somebody like Jim Henson and his body of work and how he did it and kind of his rise. It's got to inspire you to want to create or get out there and do something.
It definitely does, because he was so creative. Like he wanted to direct movies. He wanted to make his own shorts. He was a filmmaker. What ended up happening is he really liked puppetry. He met his wife in college, and she was actually a senior. He was a freshman, and they got together and started making these little things. Like he started out making commercials. That's what he was doing with his puppets. And this is like, in the 50s where everything was black and white. And, and he was making these little shorts for commercials for like different things. And then it just became so popular that he just went into doing other things. And then Children's Television Network tapped him on the shoulder. Hey, we want to do something for kids. And then, in the 60s, you get Sesame Street.
Yeah, man.
You
It's
know?
still going strong to this day. And
Yeah.
dude, it's just crazy, man. Whenever I watch something like people like that, I get so inspired that, and I'm sitting there going, "Damn, man, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I gotta figure something out. Like, what's the big,
I
But
mean, his trade-off was that he lost his family in the long run. But
yeah,
that's only because he just kept working. Like he would be on set, he would live near wherever they were shooting.
right.
You know,
So that he was a workaholic. The work took
he was a
over.
workaholic, yeah.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to keep creating. He sold to Disney because he wanted to keep creating.
And did the Muppets? They must have made a Christmas movie, right? They had
Yeah,
to.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah, I think it was 93 or something like that.
So we got to watch that one too. I'm gonna play
Yeah,
clips of
I
that.
haven't watched that in forever.
I'm gonna play clips of it right now.
Humbug. Oh, there goes Mr. Humbug. There goes Mr. Grin.
Yeah, they did.
Dude, I'm so psyched that you're coming back to town, Nigel. We definitely I gotta see you, man. So you're gonna be December 28th, Sean Brown and
Yeah.
friends at the club, but you're getting here. When are you coming into town? Before Christmas?
Yeah, before I should be in town. I land like December 20th.
Okay, cool. Maybe we could set something up. We could shoot something too, man. Make a short film or something.
Sure.
Yeah, wouldn't with something just have some fun, man.
Mm-hmm.
And get you on in the podcast. We do the Green Room show live from the Gov's Green Room. Get you in
Okay.
there. Like
Yeah, I'm also doing something with what do they call
Tony.
the show now? Yeah,
Oh,
what's Tony call the show now?
Knock 'em dead.
Oh, he still calls him Knock 'em Dead? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll call him with Knock 'em Dead, yeah. I'm gonna be
Cool,
doing Knock 'em Dead that week. So
dude. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so glad that you're recovering and you're getting through that hard time, and you're gonna be here to celebrate the holidays on Long Island with all of us, where you might actually see some snow, which you're not going to see in California in the deserts.
yeah, I mean, it has snowed about twice since I've been out here.
Oh, no way,
It
really?
has. Yeah. Global warming. Who
Yeah.
knows? Or climate change, whatever they're calling it now.
Yeah,
That happened.
Dude, that's crazy. But I'm glad you're going to be here, dude. We definitely got to catch up and hang out a little bit. And I'm going to put this on my calendar, December 20th, because I definitely want to see you rock the stage.
Sure.
And yeah, last time I saw you do stand up, I think was
Pandemic.
the pandemic, when in that little room with the in the patio,
Yeah,
right?
the glass case of emotion.
Yeah, that was a good time, man. I got this man, that was like the pandemic was quite the time, but I'm glad it's over. But awesome, man. Nigel Fullerton, tell everybody where they could find you and follow you and all that fun stuff.
Sure. You can find me at Nigel Fullerton _ on Instagram, on X, formerly known as Twitter, on Blue Sky, whatever Blue Sky is, and Threads at Nigel Fullerton _ I'm on all of those things. I rarely say anything, but hey, it's okay. You know I'm there.
Yeah, I still got to get a Blue Sky account. Everyone's been jumping to Blue Sky, so I got to figure that out.
I don't understand. It just looks like Twitter. Like what
so
Twitter
does
used
Threads.
to look like.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't all go to Threads. And just type
I
that up.
went to Threads. I just say, "Hey, who's on here?" Nobody answers, so I just go back off.
Yeah. Everyone's trying to start up a new thing, but it's all good in the hood. Everybody check him out, Nigel Fullerton. This dude rocks. And everyone enjoy your Thanksgiving, and we'll see you on the flip, man. Enjoy the stuffing, enjoy the mac and cheese, enjoy the stovetop.
Yes. Our first DONversation, everybody. Yeah.
Oh.